Hi everyone, welcome back to That's Debatable. Today we're doing another game. It's going to be a little different though because we have my publicist on today, Matthew Cancel. Woo, 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 woo. So we're going to be playing a little bit of what if. So what would we do in certain situations? And if it would constitute him getting fired or me getting canceled. I love playing games on the podcast. It's so much fun because, again, our producers make up these questions, so I don't know what they are. But it's going to be a little different than the last time we played a game. It's going to be more so like what if, since he is my publicist, and a lot of people don't know what a publicist is. A lot of the times I get told they think that you're my manager.
Right.
They don't realize that there's a difference between the two. They do two completely different things, work as an amazing team, but do two completely different things. And I guess if you kind of want to explain what a publicist is, go ahead.
Yeah. So a publicist is basically somebody that works on your press and that helps you throughout any and all situations that have to do with like the public eye. A lot of people think it's more salacious than it actually is. I think a lot of people think it's like cleaning up messes all day, but it's like someone like you, like there's no messes to clean up. You're phenomenal. You're amazing. So it's more so just like working on red carpets, working on covers, working on editorials, interviews, and just like kind of getting your story out there. I think a good way to kind of explain it is like when you were in Mean Girls, we wanted to promote that. We wanted to get the word out there. We wanted to, tell the story of how it all came together, the Kyle of it all, the Lady Gaga of it all. The Gaga of it all. So we did, a bunch of cool shoots and a bunch of cool covers, and we wore Michael Kors to the premiere. And I'm the one who coordinates all of those different logistics. So that's what a publicist is.
Yeah. Again, it's like every single time I tell people, you're either a lawyer or a manager. It's like they don't realize
you have each of those, and neither of those are me.
And neither of them. And I mean, hey, they do great at what they do, and there's a reason why there's a certain job for everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, anytime you guys see me on like a magazine, he makes it happen.
Period.
He makes it happen.
Period.
So
well, you make it happen. I just make the magic.
We make it happen.
Yeah.
I think we all sing.
I think we all sing. I had a boss once, and she was explaining to an intern like what a publicist and a manager is. She goes, "Let me put it this way: a manager's the money, publicist is the honey." And I'm like, honestly, slay.
These are probably gonna be situations that we don't ever have to deal with because we don't really deal with.
Hopefully. You never know.
Hopefully.
What if you date Evan Peters one day, and then, what's her name comes back into the mix, and she
Emma
wants
Roberts.
to throw a punch, because,
And then we got to deal with that.
And then we have to deal with that.
And that's kind of what we have to deal with on the daily.
Okay. You get $1 million brand deal, but the caveat is you have to live in Brooklyn for a month. Would you do it? Girl. Do we both hate Brooklyn, right?
We both
hate Brooklyn.
We hate Brooklyn.
I don't know.
It's like an ongoing joke that we have over here because every time they mention Brooklyn,
extreme.
I'm like, $1 million to live in Brooklyn. I guess for 1 month.
For a month, yeah.
Do I have to pay for the apartment, or is the brand paying for the apartment?
I don't know. I mean, with $1 million, you could probably get like a studio for like $3,500. Like take $3,500 for $1 million.
I get a box in Brooklyn.
You get a box in Brooklyn. Here's the reason why we hate Brooklyn. I think.
Yeah. Before everybody starts going crazy.
Yeah, it's so far. Like every time I have to go to Brooklyn, I'm like, do I have enough United airline miles? Because it's like, it's so far from Manhattan.
Yeah.
New Jersey is closer than Brooklyn. Like there are venues where I'm like, I wish they would just do this in New Jersey because I could get there faster.
Literally.
It's also so big. And I hate when people talk about Brooklyn, like what they're talking about. It's like, oh, it's in Greenpoint, Williamsburg, but I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
I don't know where those places are, and I don't want to.
I honestly, like, anytime that there's something happening in Brooklyn, I'm just instantly like, why?
Why?
I can tell there's certain people or brands
Yep.
that when they do stuff in Brooklyn, I'm like, oh, God, I get it. I get why you would, but like, why? The fact that Jersey, a whole different state, is closer than what Brooklyn is absolutely insane. And I know a lot of people will be like, Brooklyn is like the epitome of like art and I don't care. No. I don't care. I'm not, girl. No. It's
the island of misfit toys too. Every time I go to and everybody's so nasty. It's like, why is everybody 35? And like, why is everybody a barista? And like it's like the kids at Hot Topic and PacSun, they all grew up and now they live in Brooklyn. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like hot lavender chai, matcha, green tea.
No.
Suru cappuccino. And it's like $35.
I would sign a petition to make Jersey City the 5th borough instead of Brooklyn. We should get that petition going.
I would also do that. Yeah. I think Jersey City would be a lot cooler than Brooklyn.
I like it better than Brooklyn. It's easier to get to. It's smaller. It's just...
The only good thing about Brooklyn is that the parties last till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
They do go
But longer. That's because it's literally like its own country.
Because it's in a warehouse. Because they have room to do it in a warehouse. And we're like in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, yeah we're at a rave.
I think for $1 million, if the brand were to pay for the apartment, I'd do it. For only a month though. Yeah. Like I would time it. And then the moment that the timer is done, I'm taking the first plane out of there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The first plane back to Jersey.
The first plane. It took one time when we did that photo shoot, it took me 2.5 to 3 hours to get to Brooklyn.
And why are photo shoots always in the middle of nowhere? They're always in some warehouse. It's always the sketchiest, scariest place you've ever seen in your entire life. You're like fighting for your life every time you have to go there.
You have to make sure, and you're walking in with garment bags of clothing, of jewelry,
thousands
of shoes, makeup. Thousands of dollars, and it's like we're here just walking on random streets. I had somebody in Brooklyn. I was literally parked in my car after a photo shoot, and I was feeling myself. So I was recording a video, and some guy knocked on my window. He's like, "Roll it down," and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I like rolled it down like a smidge. He goes, "You're beautiful." Walks away, and I was like, the fact that I can bring a car into Brooklyn just goes to show that this isn't New York.
No. That's the type of shit that happens out there. I remember one time we were looking. I think was it with you. And we had to find a coffee shop and we had to look at something on the laptop. And every coffee shop wouldn't allow laptops. They were like, we don't allow laptops here.
This isn't a WeWork.
Hello? What do you mean? It's a coffee shop. I can't open my laptop here?
No.
I can't.
It's illegal.
Anyway.
So yes, if they were to pay for the apartment, I would live in Brooklyn for only 1 month.
1 month.
And I'd probably disappear for the month because nobody would visit me.
No.
Not one person would visit me.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Wouldn't be there.
Wouldn't be there.
Couldn't be me.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Let's do TikTok chaos.
Okay.
The theme for the upcoming Met Gala is the Garden of Time. Who would you pick to dress you, and what would you want the concept to be for your outfit? Ooh, this is a good one.
That is a good
Make sure you say good brands that like you.
That is a good one. There's one brand that I'm really trying to get to like me, and I want them to dress me for my birthday, and they're being a little finicky. It has to be Concept of Time.
The Garden of Time. Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like that was like shade at Kim Kardashian.
Garden of Time. Yeah, what does that mean? The Garden of Time.
Like archival pieces that like will always be iconic moments. Like you shouldn't touch them. I think that's why like when Kim did the Maryland dress, like that's a Garden of Time dress.
Got it.
This is a little shady on Anna Wintour's
That is a little shady. We love high fashion. We love high fashion. We do, a lot of work with the fashion community. Hashtag New York Fashion Week. But I'm not a big I have a couple of, high fashion pieces. A couple of, like, if I could pick one brand and that could be my closet, it would be Harley Davidson. Shout out to Harley Davidson, dress me for my birthday. And I would want them to make something like really vintage, really cool with like leather from like the 60s and 70s.
What would be the inspiration behind it though?
I think like glam rock from like the 80s and just like old school.
Frizzy hair?
Like, no, I don't know about frizzy hair, but like old school like rock and roll legends and like throughout time and like different like leather jacket pieces. Like something like Kiss, but not really, and something like
Kiss, but like high fashion.
Kiss, but high fashion, and I love that. I would want Harley Davidson to make it, and we would look at all the references from like leather pieces from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and we'd be like, all right, does this work? If this were to be plopped anywhere, would this make sense in any? Because leather has been.
I mean, leather is like
timeless.
It's timeless. It's always gonna be in.
Very that.
I actually really like that idea.
Thank you.
We also do have very similar styles.
We do.
So.
Edgy, gothy, like skater.
I don't do the baby tees.
She doesn't do the baby tees.
One time this motherfucker.
Talk about the baby tees.
We were in Los Angeles and we were actually there to figure out if we were going to be in the Mean Girls movie. And we were trying to keep it low key because we were very scared. And for whatever, my clothes always has something on it. Always got something on it. I don't know. And I wash my clothes. It's not because I'm a dirty cochina sucia. Like I genuinely always, and it's always the white t-shirts, always the white t-shirts. So I was going to wear we're gonna do the podcast.
The podcast. Making Moves with TK.
Making Moves, yeah.
Shout out.
Great podcast. That was an amazing podcast.
She was great. I liked her a lot.
She was amazing.
It was a huge space.
It was,
That little room,
my God. It felt
so big.
this is the beautiful space.
Yeah.
But no, it was very, I was like, okay, cool. Like very LA, very cool. And I put on a t-shirt. And of course.
Something all over it.
Because you got something right there.
And it was like, you have something right. It was like makeup and it was like splattered right here.
Literally
I was like,
makeup.
Girl, you can't wear that.
Because I do my makeup in my clothes. And that's probably the main reason why there's like so much over the place.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I don't have another shirt that really goes with this. He goes, oh, just take one of mine.
Take one of mine.
And I said, perfect. He had like this Budweiser shirt. I grab it and I'm like, what size are you? He goes, that's a baby tee. That's a baby tee. It's like, no, it's like a small. It's a medium. It's a small.
This is an extra small. This is big. I bought this in Puerto Rico. And I don't know what's up with their sizing, but their sizing was massive. For the wedding, I had to wear a women's extra small. And it came down to here on me and it was loose on me. I was like, I don't know what you're doing with your sizing, but everything is sized up. Yeah.
I kind of love that though.
Yeah, no.
No, I put that baby tee on and when I tell you, it was just like.
It's my new thing.
It didn't fit. Like I had to put his jacket over because all you just saw was just my boobs being squished. And I was like, there's no way and he puts it on the next day and it's like loose and frilly and like there's airy. It's
on my little titties. It's right
like,
here.
Yeah. I got some knockers on me. It's okay.
My aesthetics right now are like Ashley Simpson and like Gwen Stefani with like the baby tees and like the loose pants. Like Ashton Kutcher. Those are my like two things that I'm trying to like. Ones. Yeah.
I want to do a baby tee, but the baby tees don't look like baby tees. It looks like I'm not wearing clothing that fit me. Your girl's moving with some in the front.
She's moving with some.
She is. Like, I don't think that it's not good. It doesn't fit right. It does not fit right. Baby tees really only work well for a certain
You gotta get like a Skims baby. You gotta get like a Skims baby tee that like holds it all. That holds it up. You gotta get like
but then like,
you know?
Yeah, but then.
Not something loose. Something that keeps, little support.
Maybe we'll get into that bag.
We'll
get into it.
All right. Which one didn't we do yet? Did we do?
We haven't done TikTok chaos. I put that one.
Okay, let's do this one. TikTok chaos. What would you do if you lost 4 million followers overnight? What would you do?
That is the one I put down.
Yeah.
My body literally regurgitated it back down.
No, it's spooky.
I would probably die. Yeah, I would probably die. Yeah.
I would quit.
I would quit.
Hannah would quit.
I would quit, and you would never see me ever again. I promise you. If that's like when James Charles lost like all those millions of followers, but he had followers to lose. To be fair, he had like 50 million and he lost like 2 million. Okay, big deal. Like it's okay if I lose like 100,000. Like that happens every once in a while where you lose 100,000 and then you gain 1 million back. That's normal. It fluctuates. But if I were to lose it all at one time, I would have like I'd still have like 2 million. And I got the number doesn't define me. I would be more so upset, not because it's like not because I wouldn't be like, people hate me, but more so because how long it took me to get to that point.
Yeah.
Like, you don't build 4 million overnight. No. To lose it overnight, it's kind of like, wow, you just took 2 years off of my life.
Yeah.
You just took 2 years off of my life, and then what's the rest of my life? I don't know if I could say this, but yeah, myself.
Unalive.
I would unalive myself in every sense. Yeah, and it's not because the number defines me, but it's like because that's a representation of how hard I worked.
Yeah. I mean, TikTok... The TikTok ban is spooky. That's why I was at the Instagram offices today. making besties. It was fine. It was just a little lunch. I was visiting my old pals over at Instagram and we were just chitting and chatting.
Yeah, it is scary. The one thing that has brought me peace out of it though is that if I did it once, I can do it again. Yeah. That's like the beauty of all of it. Like if you can once you reach that ceiling, you know that you can reach that ceiling. Mm-hmm. So it's scary, but baby, I did it once. I'll be damned if I won't do it again.
Amen.
And better.
Period.
Period. Did I go or you went?
That was me, went. So now you go.
What do you want?
I don't know. What's Uggo Delicious?
I don't know, but I kind of love it.
Uggo Delicious.
Uggo Delicious.
Did I say that right? Uggo Delicious.
You know, one of my most viral videos was because I used the word Uggo.
Uggo?
And some girl tried to say that I took her word. I said Uggo and it went like super viral because they're like, haha, that's so funny. And I was like, okay, whatever. And some girl's like, I actually made that word up.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, yeah, it was actually your friend. You're friends with a couple and you find out one of them is cheating. Do you tell their partner? Use me.
I was recently in a situation. I'm not going to say I almost said the genders of this couple and that would out me because I'm not, I mean, I feel like that's even saying too much. I recently had a friend who was thinking about cheating on, we're going to use they, them pronouns, on their significant other. And I talked them out of it because I was like, listen, this is not the move. This is not the vibe. I don't think you should be doing all this. As bad as you think a breakup is, cheating and then having them find out and then having to live with that is 10 times worse. Just either break up or stick it out, but don't cheat.
Or don't cheat. So use the example of me. If you found out my boyfriend was cheating on me.
I mean,
I swear to God, if you call Nicole and Alexa before you tell me, I'm gonna be violated.
I would have to tell you. How would I find out though? Would he tell me, or you think I would? No,
you saw it. You're the only one that saw it. You're the only one that saw it. Like you just saw some. Like we're all out in the club. I'm talking to Nicole and Alexa. By the way, Nicole's my best friend. That's his sister. My sister. Alexa's also his sister. We're all girls. We're all girls. We go way back. We go way back. I'm talking to the girls, and you just out of the corner of your eye.
I would have to tell you. And I'd be like, listen, Miss Girl, Diva and
Would you
doll.
tell me right then and there?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I would tell you right then and there. I would just kind of remove myself from the Johnny of it all. I would just be like, listen, that's not my friend anymore. And I'd be like, I'm just going to tell you. And I'm just also going to back away from him because that's just not my friend.
It's not appropriate.
Cheating is just like,
it's so traumatic.
It's so traumatic. And it's also just like, again, if you think breaking up is hard, cheating and being perceived as a cheater, especially when you have a house or a dog or you're married or kids or whatever it is, it's like that fallout is 10 times worse.
It always is.
Say it with your chest, do what has to be done, clean break. But like the cheating of it all, it's just like, girl.
It's never, it just ends up hurting everybody more in the long run.
Exactly.
Breakup you can get over and like whatever, but like, I don't know, cheating like leaves like a permanent like stain on you. And it's like, what?
It's hard to trust people again after that.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Unless
you're my worst enemy.
What if you got a brand photo shoot and the concept is giving Kendall Jenner and Pepsi? What would you do? Well, this would be both of our problems.
This would be both of our issues. If they were giving
Kendall Jenner Pepsi.
Save the world with the Pepsi can. Can I be honest? If I'm gonna be,
when I watched that for the first time, and I was
shook. I was like, who let this go on air? Everybody hates her. Everybody hates her.
And she hands the cops a pet. There are so many times where I literally, because think about all the different times when we're putting together a photo shoot or we're doing a press junket or whatever it is, and it's me, it's you, it's your lawyer, it's your manager, it's your manager's assistant. And every single time we do this, we think through every last detail. Something like a Kendall Jenner Pepsi, that is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on her side and on Pepsi's side. And no one said, hey, what the
Hey guys, can we reel it in? This is a little crazy, no?
Let's reel it in.
You know, one person definitely did think it and they were just like, no one's listening to me.
1000%.
And it was definitely a person like of color.
Yep.
That was like, guys, this might be, you don't know anything. This is revolutionary. This is of the times. No, if I'm going to be completely transparent and I'm going to be honest with you.
Say it.
If I were on a set like that and they told me the concept, I would look and be like, that's so amazing. Oh my God, that's revolutionary. And then I would run to my manager and my publicist, Matthew, and I'd be like, guys,
get me out of this.
Fuck?
Get me out of
this.
Rip up this contract.
Rip up this do what you, because I don't have the terminology. I don't have the expertise to know how to properly do that. How to properly tell somebody that's a idea. And I would literally be like, guys, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea on so many different levels. And honestly, you guys would agree.
Yeah.
You guys would automatically call it a mile away being like, this is a terrible. I don't even think I would need to say something before one of you would be like, no.
No. I worked at the PR agency that was representing Victoria's Secret during the time where they were like, no this, no that, no this, no that. And I remember that fallout. And I remember being like, no one in the room sat and said like, hey, maybe he shouldn't say that. Or maybe we should prep him. Or maybe we should like spin it a little bit. But it's like, I was a freelancer at the time, which was like a step above an intern. I was so young and like nobody was listening to me. And I was just like hearing the whispers. I wasn't even like in the room, but I was like, first of all, you're an idiot. Second of all, like the girl wasn't even like, well, she didn't even know what like transgender was. Like she didn't even know how to like prep that executive to even like tell him properly to be like, hey, maybe you don't use these words or you don't say these things or like we shouldn't exclude certain types of people. She was just kind of like, yeah, he said this, that, and the third. Came back to the office and then that whole thing happened. We still went forward with the Victoria's Secret show. I remember being on set that day, like when they were filming the Victoria's Secret show, and I was like, what the it's gonna be bad.
That's what you always know. That's the thing. I don't ever take that whole excuse like I didn't. You always know. And if you are a good person, you always know. If you say
or hire someone who does know.
Or honestly, hire somebody that does know. Because I think that too, when you're on like stuff like that and talent says something, it's very like brushed upon. Like, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just sit there, do this. If the team is like, yeah, it's fine, and the talent's the one being like, I don't really like it. But everybody else is on board. I feel like our voices just kind of get like
Right.
That's why you have a team, though.
And that's why you have
That's
like
why you have a team.
Shakira. What was that
Like,
Allure interview? That was great. It's like, girl, who's your publicist?
Who's your
What's
publicist,
going
and
on?
why would you say that?
Why were you not media trained beforehand? That was. I'm glad that we're all collectively brushing that under the rug.
We are. Her album just dropped, so
the album just dropped. Like it was like a one day where everybody was like, Shakira, what is that about? Mm-hmm. And then now I feel like we're like moved on. We're like, she's still queen. It's like we already had to let go of J-Lo. I can't let go of Shakira too.
Oh, the J-Lo let go wasn't that hard.
I'm Puerto Rican, Boricua. So
she's barely. So I don't know why you're sitting here and saying defending Jennifer Lopez.
I'm also barely.
The girl from The Block. I don't know how many times the Block needs to get. It's like they need money.
Do you follow New York Nay on TikTok? Do you know who that is? She's funny. She's like, I called said block, and they haven't seen you since 1982.
Literally.
So take their name out of your mouth.
No, we'll never get rid of Shakira.
No,
never get rid of Shakira. She's a national treasure.
That was a weird thing to say, but it's like...
It was, but also, you know what? I'm going to blame it for the fact she grew up different.
Language barrier. She meant to say something else.
Yeah, she meant to say... She don't know. She don't know. She out here...
Literally. Whose turn is it? I forget.
Is it... No, you just
I said it. Yeah, okay, so now it's your turn.
Let's do this one. Okay. TikTok is... That's embarrassing. TikTok is hosting an event in San Jose. You book a ticket to Cabo, and on the day of the event, you get a call for your whereabouts. You realize the event is in San Jose, California, instead of San Jose, Cabo. What's your cover story?
What's my cover story? Like, to TikTok about why I can't make it?
Yeah. Like, they booked you for an event. You're booked.
Oh, I'm booked. Like, I'm being paid. I'm being flued out.
Yeah, you're being flued out.
I'm being flued out.
What's your excuse? I know what you would do.
What would I do?
You would get a plane ticket.
I would get a plane ticket.
You would get a plane ticket. You'd get a private jet out there before you ruin that relationship.
Yeah, I'd be on the next flight out. I'd be like, listen, I might be a couple hours late.
Okay, let's say if you can't. Let's say if
I can't.
But if there's nothing else available, all the private jets are booked. I'm using like half of them.
Nothing is flying out? What do you mean nothing is flying out? It's for Miranda Priestley.
It's for...
how would I rectify it? I don't know. I feel like you just apologize profusely. You try to make it up. You try to, if they gave you money or whatever it is, it's like, listen, can I make another TikTok for you? Or can I do some sort of other partnership? Or like what other, events do you have in the future? I mean, that's all you really can do. It's just apologize and try to make it right and give them something else that's of equal value.
I would tell them I'd had a family emergency and so.
Yeah, or that.
I would be like, I have a family emergency. I had to fly.
That's the only time I liked COVID.
Everything.
And I blamed so much because it was like, even if you didn't have it, it's like, my dog's brother had COVID and I was with him last night. And listen, I really want to go to your birthday, but I don't want to risk. I was just exposed last night, my dog's brother. And you know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day.
What a glorious time.
That was a glorious time. Let's bring back COVID. No, Jesus.
Fired.
Let's not bring back COVID.
Fired.
But now it's crazy. Now it's like barely an excuse.
Now it's no. If you say, "Oh, somebody had COVID," they're like, "Okay, bitch, you're not vaccinated."
Up. Yeah, literally.
Right. Then you get pressed.
You better be here at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Right. Damn, I remember that. I remember all the time right before work. I called my job. At that point, I was still serving tables, and COVID was just starting to like come around.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go into work that day, and I called and I was like, "Hey, I think I might have corona." And they were like,
Coronavirus.
Oh my God. So do you want like a 2-hour late in or? And I was like.
A 2-hour late in? Hello? Do you want everyone in this restaurant to get sick?
Yes.
Ravona-Kairos. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Ravona-Kairos. That's a great drag name. That is a really
good drag name.
Ravona-Kairos.
That should be your drag name.
That should be.
Well, yeah, probably apologize if not. Honestly, if I were in that situation, I don't care how much money it would cost me.
Yeah.
I would get on the next flight.
Agree.
Like, if I had to get a jet, I am getting on a jet before I am looking bad, especially in a TikTok.
Yeah, no. I've done shit like that where it's like I fucked up and like I'm somewhere and I need to go somewhere quickly and I'm like, it's an extreme amount of money and like I just have to get there because it is what it is. It is what it is. In the long run, that money will come back to you because you don't want to ruin that relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes, money will come.
Money will come. Let's do. I haven't done this one in a minute. What if you hit 20 million on TikTok? What would you do first? I don't know if it's like would that be like a huge difference in? What would I do if I hit 20 million? I would call my manager and be like, can we bring up the rate? Let's triple that. Let's bump the rate. Let's bump the rate. Yeah. We just hit 20 mil, bitch. Yeah. Let's go.
I don't know. I don't think it depends on how I hit it.
Yeah.
Like if I hit it only because like because people hate me.
Oh no. Yeah.
Like because people have platforms because people hate them.
Yeah.
Like that's a very real thing. If I hit 20 mil and everybody was loving and adoring, I'd drop the album.
I mean, girl, you want to talk about it?
You want to talk about the music?
You want to talk about it? Because we could talk about it. I'm waiting for you to drop the album. Let's drop the album. Let's do it right now.
Let's drop the album.
Let's drop the album.
The tour would be set.
The tour would be
set with 20 mil. Yeah, absolutely.
But what's crazy is like some like big pop stars right now don't even have that many on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think Olivia Rodrigo has 20 million on TikTok.
I don't know how many she has.
I don't think it's a lot.
I'm sorry. This is always a fun game.
I'm going to guess like 8 or 10 because Tate has 5.8 last I checked. Tate McRae has 5.8, same as you.
First of all, yes. I have 5.9.
Hello. You have 5.9?
Get it
Period.
right.
Get it right. Amen.
Olivia Rodrigo has 20.5.
20.5?
Yeah, 20.5. Good for her.
Sabrina Carpenter has 15.
Wow.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't really think that, like, I think the very big first milestone that I was like, oh my God, we have to celebrate was just 1 million.
Yeah.
It was 1 million. When that was like the really big, like, that's 1 million people.
Yeah.
Not that, like, I'm desensitized to it after, but, like, now it's just.
PR-wise, a lot of things wouldn't really change.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, within, like, the PR world, like, how it is now in 20 million is, like, respected in the same
I mean,
way.
1 million's 1 million.
A million's a million.
It depends on how. That's why I was just, like, super. That's the only time that I really did anything was when I broke 1 million.
Period.
And that was, like, a very exciting day. But then after, I was just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think the rate would just go up.
Yeah, that's it. Probably just the rate. You recorded a video against, this is funny for you. You recorded a video against 10 million views, but suddenly gets banned. Who do you curse out first? What do you do?
I mean, this is what happened to me Christmas of 2000, what was it?
Oh my God.
Christmas of 2022. That was an interesting time in my life. We won't go back there, but I mean, it depends. Like that video, I wanted it to be taken down.
No, good video. Like
a good
it was
video.
a good video.
You're
You're dancing.
Okay.
Like you're dancing, you're working out, you're shirtless, you look buff, everyone's eating you up. They're like, oh my God.
And it gets banned?
10 million views, gets banned. Like 455,000 likes, 28,000 comments. Everybody is like, wow. We love you. Wow. Oh my God, we're waiting for more of you.
Who am I cursing out first? I guess whatever like platform I uploaded it on. And you know me, I would be Karen as such a Karen. I write emails and notes and letters to every single person that's ever wronged me. So you know me, I would get in touch with like TikTok corporate, TikTok CEO. Instagram,
everybody that you know that works on TikTok.
Anybody that I know that works on whichever platform it was would be getting an email from me to rectify the situation. And I'd be like, you know, my lawyers are involved. I would cry, call my lawyer, send some emails, try to do what's right. And then, like, you know, do an explainer video.
Send your lawyer?
I don't. Yeah, but my lawyer against, like, you know, Meta's lawyers. That's not gonna get me very far.
That's what you're gonna pay your lawyer to.
I mean, I don't know. I would get really upset. Like especially if
and
there was
you're
like
gaining so many followers.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if there was like monetary,
like 100,000 followers in the first hour.
And then like Versace called and they were like, "We want to work with you," and then everything got rescinded because the video got down. Now I'd be very upset. Now, but I would write a letter. I would make sure to get that back up. Like United, I got my status back. Yes, I did.
I've been hearing about this.
We went to the Dominican Republic, the República Dominicana, and I had Gold United status, and I've had Gold United status since 2022. We get to check-in of DR, and I'm with your boyfriend and one of your guys' best guy friends. And he had a bag and he like needed to check it in. I was like, oh, don't worry, sweetie. I have gold. Like I can check in as many bags as I want. So we get up to the front and we get up to premium. They're like, you don't have shit. And I was like,
poor.
And I was like, excuse me? I was like, what? Did I get hacked? Like what happened? They were like,
did I get hacked?
Oh no, it renews every February. And we did this trip in February and you didn't have the qualifying points last year. We took away everything. You don't even have silver anymore. And I was like, in that moment, like my life flashed before my eyes because my entire brand and my entire identity is
it really was
having United Gold Premium status. Like that was who I was as a person. And in that moment, I was like, every single person that works at United is going to get a phone call from me until this gets better. And I called United before the Puerto Rico trip, and I was like, I said, I am a United card member. I have been flying United exclusively for 3 years. I just did Spain round trip United. I did DR round trip United, 2 LA trips United within the past 6 months. The amount of money that I've given you people, and I am exclusive to you, what can we do here? And they were like, we can bring you back to silver, but we can't bring you back to gold. And I was like, give me the silver.
You're back to silver?
And I'm back to silver.
It is his personality trait.
Yeah.
It very much is. Even when we flew to
LA?
Los Angeles.
Yep.
We were completely different. He's like, yeah, no, I'm going through this and this and this. No, I'm a United.
Premium check-in.
I'm a premium check-in.
Clear.
I got in before
group
him.
One. It doesn't always work.
It doesn't I got in before him. I lost my ID.
Yeah.
Literally lost my ID. Had to find my ID, and I still got to the gate before
Gen Pop, still got to the gate before me. So that day I was like, I don't know what's going on around here, but yeah, no, United got a earful.
I mean, you'll get it solved.
Yeah, I was on the phone for 2 hours, but I got to the person that I will stay on that phone until it's done. IKEA, you remember the IKEA story?
Girl,
called every single person until I got that gift card. Absolutely, IKEA, they didn't help me. And they were unhelpful, and I had to go back to the store and return all the things. I was like, no, I need to be compensated for this inconvenience.
For my time.
Yes, absolutely. So now everybody would get an email. I have a feeling I would be able to get it back up.
You probably would. If there's anybody that would. My Instagram got suspended. My Instagram got suspended.
We got it back up in like 3 hours, though.
Yeah, we got it back up in 3 hours. I'm not a fan of anybody. Actually, that's a lie. I love Ariana Grande. I love Gaga. I'm a fan of you guys. I'm talking about like the people from high school that I went to. Right. If you unfollow me, I don't need to follow you.
Right.
This is a courtesy. Like we're doing this because it's a mutual beneficial thing. It's charity okay. Work. It's great, amazing. And I really don't like a lot of the people I went to high school with. The people I liked are the people that I'm currently friends with.
Exactly.
So I have that app that tells you like who's not following you back, right? And I've been using it since high school because Girl, before the platform, I was not going to follow you if you're not going to follow me. I was one of those girls. Still kind of am.
Yeah.
And I hadn't gone on it in the longest time. I went on it one morning, and it's crazy too because I got woken up by Kiwi because Kiwi was yelling at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't wake up till like 11:30.
Hello.
And like literally Kiwi. And I got on it and I was like, okay, let me see who's not like following back. Because sometimes also too, working in the industry, people will be like, oh, follow me. And
right.
They'll follow you and then just to unfollow you just so that you're following them. Like it's just weird. Like it's just weird.
It's been happening to me a lot. It's really nasty. I'm like, what are you doing?
All the time.
Are you all the time. Embarrassed?
And sometimes I'm just like, I didn't want to.
We're the type of girls that we will double check.
And
I will remember when I see you the next time.
110%. I will double check. And immediately that's like your Instagram has been suspended for suspicious activity.
Yep.
I freaked out and I went on my Instagram and literally my sister called me. She's like, your Instagram is not, like it says page not found.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to literally die. And I understand it's like first world problems, but like I make my money off the internet.
That's your money.
Like,
that's
my career.
Yeah.
Technically. Like not technically, 1000%. It's what it is. And I called Matt.
Yeah.
Literally, but I was like trying to keep it really cool. And I was like, Matt, my Instagram's down. Text my manager. I was like, I need help. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, TikTok's gonna get banned. I was like, and I'm gonna now I have to start all over again. And I was like, and I said I could do it once, but not without Instagram.
We got it back.
And then he's like, let me call my people.
Let me
figure this out. Give me an hour.
Yeah.
An hour, he gives me an update. He's like, okay, the guy that Instagram's looking into it.
Yeah.
It should be back up in like an hour or two. I called everybody in my family. And I was like,
not everybody in your family.
Literally, I called my mom. I was to call my sister. I called Johnny. I was like, guys, I was supposed to take us out the hood. We live in a really nice neighborhood. Yeah, I was shook. No, I got up like 3 hours later.
No,
this is like fine. You start to see like the behind the scees. It really matters. It really does. Especially matter. I wouldn't have cared if I don't make my money off of it.
Right.
But I make my income, my career, the way I live is off of social media. So you take it away, I'm gonna have a break. That's like getting fired from your. I genuinely thought that Instagram fired me, and I was like, and I've never been fired, so I don't know how to deal with it.
No, it was fun.
It was fine. We got it up 3 hours later. It was for the drama.
It was for the drama.
It was for this story right now.
Literally, that's what we did it for.
Yeah. Your turn.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe that's embarrassing. Okay. Ariana Grande is hosting an event, but it offers colonic sessions. Do you take it?
What's a colonic?
What's a colonic? It's something with your butt.
Is
it like cleaning out your
I don't
butt
care
or
what
something?
it is. What is it?
Yeah, I would get a colonic to see her.
I would get a colonic,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I get it with her.
Yeah.
I'd let her do it.
I'd let her do it.
Yeah.
That ass. Dr. Grande. What is a colonic?
It cleans out your digestive system.
So she has to give me surgery?
Honestly, I need that.
Yeah.
I need a colonic.
I honestly would probably cry. I'd be like, this is exactly what...
I feel like
how
that's
do you
a
know
twofer.
exactly?
That's a bonus.
That's a bonus.
My stomach always hurts.
Anything. I would go to war with Ariana Grande if I had to. If I could meet her...
Yeah.
I really don't care. I'm not sure what a colonoscopy.
I have
She's
a
giving me a
colonoscopy scheduled
colonoscopy?
for this month. April 25th. I have a colonoscopy.
Girl.
I do. It's
Girl,
true.
you gotta get your insides clean.
Yeah.
No, I would definitely let Ariana Grande clean my insides out.
Yeah. Actually, now I kind of want to look into a colonic. I feel like I need that. My stomach always hurts.
It does.
It does.
My stomach hurted too.
Maybe we should get colonics together.
Maybe we call Ariana.
Maybe we should call Ariana.
Call Arianka. Maybe we should do it for us.
Yeah.
She definitely knows somebody. I wonder if she's ever gotten one.
I would post about it too. We'd make it like cute. We can make it like cute.
You could
like,
do that. Did you know that you could get like plastic surgery for free if you just post about it?
I've heard about that.
I've met a lot of other like creators that have gotten like their boobs done. And I was like, yo, you're not to be weird. I was like, your boobs are amazing. Like, what's your bra? What do you do?
Yeah.
She's like, no, showed me. She's like, I got a boob job from this and this and this. I got it for free. All I had to do was post it. And I was like,
that's insane.
I said, that is so slay the house boots down. That is so I was like, a free boob job? All I got to do is on Instagram be like, thank you, Dr. Miami.
Literally.
Like, what? Yeah, I would do that.
No, I would do that. I would do that for a hair transplant. I don't think I would. I would.
But then people know you're bald.
You know what's funny? I thought it was going to be weird to post about it, but my friend got it and he posts about it all the time. And I'm like, honestly, watching you post about it, it's not as bad as I thought. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you have plastic surgery, like, it doesn't... I'm not going to look at somebody differently because it's like, her boobs are fake. Like, okay, and they look better than mine. No, literally.
Like, sometimes a little scoot, poop.
What plastic surgery do you want done? What plastic surgery do you want done?
I was going to do it.
You were like...
I would probably... It depends. I would never do a BBL because I don't think like a dumpy would sit well on me.
I think that's ridiculous.
I don't think like a big dump would look. I think it looks good on some girls. I don't think it would look good on my body. I don't think I would necessarily like it. I might get like a little. I'll definitely do like Botox because I talk so much with my face. Like you see the wrinkles.
I know. I keep checking the camera to make sure I'm not scrunching my forehead too much.
No, I literally same. This monitor is killing me.
Yeah.
Never lip filler because I don't necessarily
you have nice lips.
I don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
I would probably just get like a facelift.
You know what's crazy? We were in the not DR, where were we? Puerto Rico. And I was literally doing this in the mirror and I was like, do I need a little? I was like, what about like a little?
Like, if I were to just
a little.
This,
I think I would do it at 40.
We both look crazy.
No, but like a little, just like a little.
No, I definitely, not right now because my face like sits kind of nice.
Like these are coming in a little bit too much.
Mine too.
And under my eye. And I think if we just like lift.
I'd get a BBL on my face.
I would do this only because when I gain weight, it goes gobble gobble and it goes tummy.
Mine
Two places,
goes
tummy,
yeah,
gobble gobble.
Tummy.
So I would do a little this removal so that those fat cells delete. I would do the hair transplant. I was talking about this with Nicole the other day. I was like, if this hairline keeps going back, I was like, we need to make a phone call and a trip to Turkey because I can't. It's fine for how it is right now, but if it goes like even a little bit more back, I'm like, I gotta go in for a consultation.
I'm bald.
You're not bald.
No.
Do you want to do it together? Do you want to do it for a TikTok?
I don't think I want to.
You think they'll let you do it for free?
They definitely let me do it. I don't think I want a hair transplant. I think if I go bald, I think it'll be chic.
It would be chic.
I think it would be so like.
It's chic when women go bald. When men go bald, it's embarrassing.
No, it's not.
I don't want to go bald. I'm not.
Okay.
That's not my brand.
I don't think it's embarrassing. Some guys pull. Dwayne The Rock Johnson looks. I would kiss the top of his head.
But you have to be so like muscular and like hot everywhere else on your body for you to be hot bald. Like Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Okay, but Vin Diesel is not hot bald.
But then like you know what I mean? Like and then you have to have a ripped body and that's not the third and it's like because not you don't have hair.
I don't know. Like if Post Malone were to go bald, I'll still kiss the top of his head.
But you know, he's got other stuff going on, like the
Get
tats
a beard.
and stuff. No, I don't know. I think I'll do a beard in my 30s, which is 10 years from now. Because
bald
I'm only 19.
beard? That's kind of hot.
Yeah. But I don't know, girl. I don't know. Not for me.
He's like traumatized.
I'm a dainty young girl.
It's like never that.
Yeah, I would do hair transplant. My friend recently got a nose job. This was fucking
crazy.
Oh my God,
I heard about that.
My friend got a nose job and he had a nose reveal party. He had a party where he revealed his new nose. And I couldn't make it because I was out of town and I wanted to go so bad. He's getting a ton of I shouldn't be saying this, but he's getting a ton of like things now.
Good for him.
He's been like posting on his close friends. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Why are you messing? He's only like 23.
Do
He's
whatever
like
makes you happy at the end of the day. If
Yeah.
if getting a dumpy makes you happy, if getting a full set of rags
Rona's
makes
cousin
you
has
happy.
a dumpy. Remember Rona? She came to my birthday and she brought that girl.
Really?
That was her cousin.
That's a good BBL.
BBL.
That's a good BBL.
Fat ass.
That's sometimes it's you
That
know
girl's
what? If
crazy.
you like it, you like it. Ooh.
Yeah.
What if TikTok gets banned in the US? Which country would you move to in order to continue pursuing TikTok? Which country would we move to?
Here's the thing, and I always use this quote by Fran Lebowitz because I always complain about New York because it's dirty, it's dangerous, it's expensive.
Yep.
There are days where I'm just like, why the I live here? And Fran Lebowitz is always complaining about New York. And someone asked her, they were like, why don't you leave? She goes, trust me, if I would have thought of somewhere better, I would have been there by now. And that's exactly how I feel about New York. I'm like, I hate it here, but whenever I travel, I'm like, I could never live here. Like recently, I've been to. Every time I go to like Europe, I'm like, why do people live here? Why do people romanticize this? Europe is not what people think it is. You know what I mean?
You're not living the Lizzie McGuire dream.
You're
like,
not.
You genuinely are like in the gutter.
Barcelona, I got robbed the first hour I was there, and we had to keep our like super locked up the entire trip because they're robbing you left and right in Barcelona. Milan and Rome, they're so nasty to Americans. They hate you if you're American. Like there were certain restaurants we would sit down and they wouldn't serve us because we were American. Like it was insane. And I'm like, whenever I go to Europe, I'm like, I don't know why people come here. I don't know why people live here. I don't know why people want to study abroad here. Not my thing. Canada, I've been to Montreal. I mean, it's
Canada's
fine.
nice. I like Canada. I wouldn't
fine.
move
I
to
wouldn't
Canada
live
though.
there.
It's too cold.
No, it's too cold.
It's too cold. Even like, I don't think I would move unless it's like. Never mind. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I don't know.
I wouldn't do it.
I think I would have to. I mean, for me, TikTok is.
Oh, let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
I would let it. I would get a VPN.
VPN, yeah.
I heard that might be illegal too. I don't care.
My biggest thing.
I'm not playing with that.
With certain places, it's not that they're not lovely. It's just that nothing goes on there. Like Montreal as a city, I'm like, I felt safe. The food was good, whatever. But I'm like, but there's no New York Fashion Week here. There's no Met Gala here. There's no movie premieres here. Like I can't do my job from these cities. Like if you're an accountant or a lawyer or whatever, like you can live wherever because there's those fields everywhere. But it's like there's no entertainment world outside of like New York, Los Angeles.
I mean, the royal family.
And some places in Europe.
Well, it's not like you can work for the royal. You
That's
can't do PR for the
No.
Buckingham Palace.
I don't want to do PR for the Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, that sounds stressful.
No.
That sounds like a lot. I don't know. I agree. I don't think I would ever move out of the East Coast, if I'm going to be honest with you.
I've never visited somewhere where I was like, I can see myself here.
Me either. I know a lot of people
Not
like
once.
when they go to like California, like this is the dream. No, with
LA maybe.
No, I would never do that again.
Like I would like half the year, half and half, but I couldn't live there forever. I don't know.
I would do like 3 months.
Yeah.
You're not gonna catch me there for like the rest of my life. Absolutely not. I would be so upset. Ariana Grande asked you to be in her next music video and to create the concept for it. What would the concept be?
This is a brilliant
question. What song?
question.
Eternal Sunshine. For something off that album.
I do this with every single one of my like favorite songs. I come up with my own like concept.
Same.
And I always think I'm like, I hope that they do something similar. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm like, damn, they should have called me. I'm trying to think of what my favorite song is. Okay. Boy Is Mine. And she brings in Brandy and she brings in Monica. And she's like the third girl. Like both Brandy and Monica the entire time are like fighting for this guy, flirting for this guy. And then at the end of it, like she actually walks off with the guy. And it's like a play on everything. It's like a play on the original, but it's also a play on her being like a man stealer. I mean, okay, let's here's the thing.
You're not gonna, that's not debatable. You're not gonna come on my podcast and slander her name. We don't know any of her business. For anybody that claims to know her personal life, you don't. Not debatable. We're not debating that. I can't believe you. It was a very beautiful concept, and then you ruined it at the end. What do you have to say for yourself, Matthew?
Here's the thing. It is what it is. Her behavior is what it is. She's an artist at the end of the day. I think a lot of the times we need to separate the artist from the art. I think she's an incredible artist, What she does in her personal time is her personal time. However, because she's a musician, the art is inspired by what's going on in real life. I just would have appreciated when she was doing that press junket to just own up to it a little bit. In that Zach Sang interview, she should have gotten on the mic and she should have said, listen, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about that fugly little baby, okay? He didn't even like her. He didn't like the baby. The wife was nasty. And it is what it is. And I'm better than her. A little bit. And we could have brushed on it and talked about it. And I would have just respected everything a little bit more. Because if you were in that situation as your publicist, I would not let you brush around it. I wouldn't be like, let's just not talk about it. Let's drop it. I'd be like, no. She's going to talk about it. And we're media trained and we already rehearsed it. And you're going to discuss it.
I would very much paint it in the frame of, you guys don't know what happens in my personal life. You don't know what happens in his personal life. And if he likes me, he likes me. Fuck you. No, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. I would not do that. I don't know. Me personally, I don't know the full story. I don't know the full story. And maybe because I'm biased and I'm a fan, but I don't take any Ariana Grande slander. And if I were to ever see her in person and we become besties like we're supposed to, and she watches this and I'm out here calling her a man stealer and being okay with other people calling her a man stealer, that's my bestie. She doesn't condone this. She doesn't condone it. That's my bestie.
These thoughts and opinions are only mine.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wish she would have said something, because even if she did say something, I'm still rallying behind you.
But as a publicist and a fan, I wish she would have said something. I like when people own their Everybody makes mistakes. But
was it a mistake? How do we know it was a mistake?
Everybody makes decisions that other people aren't aligned with. I don't like when people try to brush over it. Like JoJo Siwa, for example, what she's doing right now, making like she's being accused of all these different things, and like she did all these crazy things to young girls and whatever. And the fact that she's just like dressing up as Gene Simmons and making horrible music and thinking she can just get over this. Again, from a publicist POV, I'm like, you look insane.
Right.
What is going on? Discuss the topic at hand and then get to the other side of it.
But she's doing the Call Her Daddy interview and Alex Cooper's like kind of pressing her.
Someone needs to.
Doing?
Someone needs to.
You're the age demographic that likes to hate on me. She goes, it's just the truth. And it's like, it is.
JoJo Siwa said that to her?
No.
Oh.
JoJo Siwa said to Alex Cooper, you're the age demographic that likes to hate on me. And Alex Cooper was like, because what you're doing is crazy.
What you're doing is crazy, and you look weird, and you look strange.
I
think it's also scary. Effed up that like Alex Cooper is the Diane Sawyer of our generation. Like no celebrity owns up to their until they go and Call Her Daddy. Like what is that?
That is kind of crazy.
How have we gotten to this place in life?
Alex Cooper Call Her Daddy.
Yeah, literally. Alex Cooper Call Her like no one gets pressed on. Zach Sang and Zane, what are these names? Zane Lowe, right? Those are their names?
Zane Lowe, yeah. Apple Music.
They don't ask those people Zane Lowe the whole time is like, you went in there and you were amazing and you process and everything you do. And I'm like, okay, first of all, what is that man saying? I can't stand him. And Zach Sang just like fangirls the whole time. And I'm like, is anyone going to ask them what we actually want to hear? Like,
Alex Cooper's the only one that's asking them.
She's the Diane Sawyer of our generation.
She's literally in her closet, in her little like production. But she's not getting like getting like Ariana.
She should. I would watch that interview. That would be juicy.
But they wouldn't go on it.
She wouldn't let her get away with
She wouldn't.
No.
She wouldn't. All right. Well, your turn. This is the last question.
This is the last one. I'm also going to do I Love That for you. We're going to end it here. What if you're invited to a brand trip and somebody falsely informs the brand you knew how to surf well? Oh, that you knew how to surf well. They want to do a photo shoot. How do you make sure they never see the light of day, the photos? Like, how do you make sure the photos never see the light of day?
I would oversleep.
You would oversleep?
No, I wouldn't show up. No, I would. You know what? Wait, let me read it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know
If you're invited to a brand trip and someone falsely informs the brand you know how to surf well, they want to do a photo shoot, how do you make sure they never see the light of day, the photos? I would go to the brand and I would be like, somebody's lying on my name.
Yeah.
Somebody's fully lying on my name. I don't know who has it out for me. We could do a photo shoot not on the beach. I'm not wearing a bathing suit. You got me. We could do a photo shoot in the buffet. And I will gladly take those pictures. I will hold up the concealer and a chicken wing. I don't care. You're not going to embarrass me. No, I would be honest. I'm not going to sit here and lie, try to surf.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Are you crazy? First of all, I'm not taking a photo shoot at the beach.
I would do
with my tankini. Like, I'm not doing it. I want to do a photo
shoot on the beach so bad. I want to do a Sports Illustrated shoot so bad.
You can, though.
I know, I want to. No, but what I would do is I would like go with like a drink and I would ask the photographer, I'd be like, can I see like a sneak peek? I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. And it'd be like a hole. And I just spill all over his computer. And you would just break his
camera?
Yeah.
But then you'd have to pay for his camera.
I mean, it depends where those photos were going to live. If those photos were going to live somewhere prominent where millions of people were going to see them and they were horrible, I would rather pay him $3,000 to replace his MacBook. In theory, this is all in theory. This is in theory.
You wouldn't just tell them like.
But the question is, the photos are already taken. How do I prevent them from seeing the light of day? They're already taken. There's something I can do about it.
Oh, the pictures are already taken.
They're already taken. They're already taken.
I'm gonna push them in the water.
Something.
I'm gonna drown you before those pictures come out. Especially me, honest. Like, it's not even because I don't know how to surf well. It's just because it's like, why you got me out here in like awkward positions, like chichon out here, my double chin. I'm like, no.
Also,
the pictures.
Does he know how to surf? Like, where's this camera? Where is this camera
going? If it's a drone, oh my god, I'm just gonna drown myself.
This all sounds like a recipe for disaster.
This literally just sounds like a bad time. I also don't even like the ocean.
You know what's in DR NPR? I didn't go in the ocean once. I laid out on the ocean, but I didn't like go in the water. Last summer really freaked me out because in Fire Island there were so many shark sightings that I was in Fire Island for 10 days last summer, and every day there would be like different like signs and different flags going up, like shark spotted today, don't go in the water, shark spotting, and I'm like, I'm just freaked out from the fucking ocean ever since then. I'm like, this is really spooky, scary.
I got stung by a jellyfish when I was in the ocean, and like after that, I'm like, I don't really.
Did you have to pee on yourself?
I passed out. I was a little girl. I passed out.
Oh my god.
They had to like helicopter somebody in to get me off the beach.
Hello?
I literally, all I remember was like feeling like there was like seaweed on my thigh, and I was like walking. Mad cute. It was actually so cute. I was walking hand in hand with my sister and my dad. Oh. And we're walking into, it was Cayman Islands. We're walking into the ocean and I just feel seaweed. I let go and I'm like trying to rub it off. It's a jellyfish and I irritated it and it stung me. And I was looked at my dad and I was like, Dad. And I raised my leg up. He's like, that's a jellyfish. And he like picked me up, ran out of the ocean, put me in a hammock, and like literally I full on passed out. I woke up and we were like in a helicopter. Yeah.
They're poisonous? Like what happens? Like can you get...
I don't know. I'm sure somebody had to piss on me, but I wasn't like alive to like see it.
That's insane.
I had to like, it was like all red. It's bad. That's why I really don't like the ocean. I know people like, whenever people are like, the ocean is my safe space. You're such a liar. Like you're such a liar. In
theory, it's pretty, but like getting in and out and the sand and all of it. I hate
when I see like people on Instagram, they're like, the ocean is where I feel at home. You're a human. You can't breathe there. Fishes. You can't sit there for 24. It's like, I find my peace here. No, you don't. No. You find your aesthetic picture here. Exactly. And you live on Tumblr. Like exactly. I don't trust. Vanessa's a very ocean girl, and we've gotten into, Vanessa's my best friend, and we've gotten into full on arguments when she's like, no, I feel at peace at the ocean. I said, you're such a liar. That's what's so crazy. It's like you dead like go to a pool. You can sit all day at a pool. You can't sit all day in the ocean.
No,
it'll kill you. A pool won't kill you.
The elements of salt and heat, it's in theory
animals, like you can't live there. No.
Oh my god, wait. Speaking of animals, this is a funny story. This is really random, but I'll tell it. I hooked up with this guy in Puerto Rico. I went out one night by myself. I went to the gay bars. I left Nicole and Alexa, and I was like, I'm going to go out to the gay bars by myself. And I met this guy, really sweet, 26. He's a baker. Went to film school, lived in Montreal. Anyway, brings me back to his house, and he lives in the country of Puerto Rico. When I tell you there was chickens... There was goats, there was pigs. We woke up and all I hear is buck, 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 buck. And I'm like, hey, what's that? He goes, that's a chicken. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, we live in the country. I was like a little drunk the night before. I was like, what does the country of Puerto Rico consist of? He's like, we're deep. We don't even get mail here. I was like, you don't get mail here? He's like, no, we don't get mail here. He goes, do you want me to drive you back to your apartment? And I was like, yeah, of course. Drives me in his hoopty, the wheel's not working, the horn is honking out of nowhere, this thing is smoking all over the place, half the tires popping off. I'm like, what the going on around here?
I love that though. Yeah, that reminds me of like being in Colombia. I love that though.
Yeah,
it's always fun to like experience different, because they live in that every day.
They live in that every day.
I remember when I saw when they wanted to do sancocho in Colombia, but what they do is they kill the chicken like on like live time. Iconic. And I was like, I can't look at it. And they're like, stop being a bitch. And I was like, I can't. And I was like the whoop whoop.
Oh my god.
And just rail it in. Yeah, it is what it is.
I asked him that too. I was like, so are you going to eat that chicken that's outside? He's like, no, that chicken's for the streets. That's where she belongs.
Some
He's
of them
like,
you
have
use
to
for
raise
eggs.
them.
Some of them you use for sancocho. It depends.
He made me bacon in the morning, and all I kept thinking was like, did he kill this pig himself?
You're
or like,
so
was this
crazy,
like the neighbor's
dude.
like pig that he killed? And I was like, where did this bacon come from? They were
Fresh.
like making eggs
It's
and bacon,
fresh.
and I was like, those definitely
It's
came
fresh.
from animals that are around here.
And it's fresh.
Yeah.
That'll help your stomach. All right. Well, okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. And right now, so I guess the big question is, after you answered everything, are you fired or am I canceled?
I think we're both.
I think
very
we're great.
media
I think we're
trained.
great.
I don't think anything you did was wrong.
I think the one thing everybody needs to know, we're a great duo. We work very well together. We do. And maybe that's the years that we've had together.
Because I also think that we're very chaotic and we're very insane, and we always start here and then we edit. We're always like, should we do the craziest thing in the entire world, and should we do like a full Playboy photo shoot and like be like fully nude and blah blah blah, and then crazy, and then we like, maybe we shouldn't, and then we edit down from there, and they're like, okay, well, what's the actual version that we can like put out into the world that's not like chaotic and crazy?
Exactly.
And even when there's like stressful situations, like, we won't say who it was, but you were recently asked a couple of inappropriate questions during an interview.
Yes.
And even that situation, you were able to kind of pivot them quickly and be like, listen, I don't know what that was about, but this is what I have to say for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a biggest thing, is finding a good duo. So honestly, at the end of the day, I think it's a beautiful story of what you and I have. Yeah. It's a beautiful story every single time. If you guys don't know, I know he's my publicist, whatever, but we've actually known each other for like 10 years.
10 years?
Like 10 years.
I met you when you were 20. No, when you were 14.
How
no,
old?
Wait.
How old do you think I am?
I met you when
you were 25.
No, I met you when you were 14. You're now 25. So like, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been 10 years. We knew this type of stuff right here. And this is just to show manifestation is real. To end it on a sweet note. Manifestation is real. We were talking about this at Christmas. We talk about working together, and every single time we meet new people, or like you introduce me to people, people are like, oh, okay, publicist, whatever, client. It's like, no, girl.
It's going to be us one day. Yeah. Before I was even a publicist, before TikTok was even a thing, we used to talk about like, what are we going to do when we get older? How are we going to work together? How are we going to collaborate? How are we going to climate? How are we going to get out of the hood?
How are we going to get out of the hood?
How are we going to get out of the hood?
How are we going the hood of suburbia?
Literally the village of the hood.
The village of the hood. How are we going to get out of the village of the hood?
Hashtag 4th of July.
Hashtag New York Fashion Week.
The only place to be on 4th. That's what our town is known for. Our town is known for the longest 4th of July parade of all of New Jersey, or second to longest. It's like we have it plastered all over our city. It's like the only place to be for 4th of July.
Literally, it is the only place.
I grew up being in that 4th. Were you in the 4th of July parade growing up? I was.
I got kicked out.
You got kicked out of the 4th of July parade? How?
Yes, I got kicked out. I was never allowed to be in it because I was a suspected bully.
You were suspected? What are you talking about? How?
I wasn't allowed to be in it because the people that ran the parade also ran the school, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And because in school, I was rebellious.
I thought you were getting bullied.
I did get bullied. So then I got bullied, so I became the bully. It's a tale all the time. And so when I asked to be a part of the parade, they said no.
What was your affiliation? Because you had to be. I did it from Taekwondo. My Taekwondo school was in the parade. And I thought that was New York Fashion Week. In my head, when I was walking down that main street, I was like, we are walking the runway. Like, I was like owning it.
I remember my mom really wanted me to be in it so she could take it. Because we would watch honestly, we were laughing about it, but it really is a big deal in our town. It's a huge deal. They closed out the entire town to do this. I was never allowed to be in it because they just thought that honestly, I thought it was because my mom was Latina. I think it was because my mom was Latina. Because my mom would go in there trying to advocate for me and be like, please, like, come on, like, da-da-da-da.
But
they'd be like, no, we don't have enough room.
Were the schools a part of it? Like, because I went to the private school. So
some of the schools, some schools were a part of it. There were some things that were a part of it. And I, obviously, as a little kid, you want to be a part of it, like, whatever. I think it was like something, Police Academy.
Police Academy was part of it.
Police Academy, and they tried to get me a part of it because of like whatever, and they just like told my mom no.
That's so weird.
And I was like, is it because I'm Latina?
You know what you had to have done? You had to find a different affiliation and just not ask to be a part of it. Because like my Taekwondo school, I was just in it because they were in it. And I was just part of it.
Oh, how lucky for you.
They didn't have to like check, is Matthew Cancel allowed to be in it? They were just like, oh, the Taekwondo.
I don't know. I was never like
it.
asked to be in it. I was never like, even things that I were a part of, I was never asked to be in it.
Damn. I haven't seen the parade in years. I haven't been back.
You haven't seen the parade in years? I see it every 4th of July.
I haven't
Fireworks to 1,000.
In our town on 4th of July in a really long time.
It is, yeah. Our town is it's super tiny. Super tiny. So everybody knows everybody. But yeah, it was.
We're the only famous people to come out of there, by the way. Us and what's his name? Cake Boss.
And Cake Boss.
That's about it.
Don't get a lot of people mad because actually we're not even gonna fucking talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Anyways. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This is so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for giving some insight as to how the world kind of works. The world kind of works. Everybody knows what a publicist is now. Hopefully, if you watch this episode, a pleasure working alongside you, together with you, and making our dreams come true.
Love you. So love you always. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having. This was honestly like an honor. Like it was.
I'd like to thank not only my parents but my mom and dad.
I'd like to thank not only God but Jesus.
I love that you got that reference. Always. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next week for another episode. And # Ariana Grande colonoscopy. Bye.